Hey folks, today I want to talk about my number one mistake. It's this mistake that I make over and over and over again, and as much as I think I've figured things out, it keeps biting me in the butt. You know, here's what I know though. Some of you are going to go, so why are you going to talk about your mistakes? Here's my thought. See, I think we learn from our mistakes, and so maybe you could learn from one of mine. Hi, my name is Gary Mays, and I created the PhotoApprentice channel as a place where I share one small skill after another, one tidbit, if you will, of what it takes to transform your photos from things that are disappointing to ones you're going to be proud to share and proud to give away to your friends. So let's get right to it. What is my number one mistake? I think it's this. I get so excited about my subject and about this moment that I've got to capture them that I forget about the laws of composition and lighting. I forget about my own principle that composition is king and lighting is queen. You see, a great subject doesn't make a great photo. A great subject might make a great memory. And a great opportunity or a great moment might be something you capture that you are glad you didn't miss. But that's a different thing than making a compelling photograph that people will love to look at over and over again, that invites people in to the experience that you captured on film. It's the difference between a snapshot and art. So back to my mistake. So what do I mean by that I get so excited about the subject and about the moment? Well, it means I want to capture that, and I'm looking at that subject, the person or the thing, and I forget to stop and look at leading lines, look at the rules of composition. I don't take into account that the fact that there might be a tree or a sign just poking right out of somebody's head. You know, that goes. It could be blurry. I could have camera settings that are a little bit off and I didn't even notice, or this has happened to me a bunch. All of a sudden I don't even notice the fact that there's some other people or cars or something else that's undesirable just cluttering up the frame, and I missed it entirely while I was focused on my subject. So let me give you an example of what I mean, okay? Let me just not be theoretical. I was walking up to a building and it was just standing there on this rail, and the sunlight was capturing it right, and it was staring at me and I was staring back at it, and I whipped out my camera and I just zoomed in and I caught this picture, and I was so excited. And it's an interesting picture of a peacock, but it's not a great photograph. It's not something that's compelling. There's nothing that draws the eye of the viewer into it. And I wish I would have stopped and pulled back and said, what if I moved a little bit to the right? What else is in this scene that may have given it perspective and interest and drama? And what I'm left with is, that's a cool picture of a peacock up close, but it wasn't a great photograph. So I've got a principle, and this is what I'm trying to practice in my own life, and so maybe this is helpful to you. If you can learn from my mistakes that I do over and over again, I would say it like this. The principle is this: stop. And I turned it into a little acronym. You know, when you're about to snap the shutter, just stop for a moment, step back, take a look around and see, is there something that's in play here that would enhance the composition or take advantage of the lighting that's in the picture in order to add more drama, more depth to the scene. So stand back, take a look around, and after you've looked around, now reorient your camera so that the direction of your shot, the field of vision that you're looking at, is better attuned to the picture, to creating a photograph that will have greater impact. Step back, take a look around, orient your camera, and then press the shutter. Take the picture. You've got it. Move around, try another one, take another picture if you want. It's not complicated. It's just that I need to remember not to get so excited about the subject that I'm looking at that I miss the opportunity to create a really memorable photograph. Okay, well, let me show you another one. I think you need to see it in action. This is, it's this fascinating large sculpture near us. This one, I got so excited about it, I actually was too close. There's no margin around the frame of the image. There's no place for the eye to move. It doesn't give you any orientation. And I was too impatient to step back and look around and reorient my camera before I press the shutter. So that's just another example. It's an image and it's interesting, but it's not terrific. I want to show you this one. This is one of my favorite all-time pictures, and it's disappointing too. I caught this seagull and he was just giving us all kinds of attitude, and I was so captivated by this bird and by this moment that I missed things in the composition. I gotta tell you, I wish I had stopped and stepped back and maybe moved a little bit to the left. You know, moved a little bit so the bird would have been not overlapping that post and maybe in between the pillars in the background. Maybe the rail that he's on could have created a leading line that would have drawn the eye of the viewer much more into the picture. You know how rules of composition work. I think the lighting works, the light up front and the dark in the back, but the composition was still a little weak. And so you get how this goes. I don't know what your mistake is. That's my number one. I get so captivated by the subject of my photo that I stop thinking about what it means to take a captivating photo, a memorable photo, one that has drama and interest and it piques curiosity. And so you've got to stop, step back, take a look around, reorient your camera, and then press the shutter for a great image. Does that make sense to you? If you like this video, then hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you get notice about every video I produce, and then do something even more. Share a link to this video with your friends, because I bet every one of them has pictures that are truly disappointing, and maybe we could give them a few tips that might transform the quality of their pictures too. We all take pictures that we don't love, but there are things we can learn from what we did, and there's things we can do to correct. So every once in a while, I'll do another video like this, like here's another one of my mistakes, and I'm just gonna say, whoops, I did it again, and maybe we can all learn from it. I hope this is helpful to you. My next video, I'm gonna start a 4-part series on travel photography, one of my all-time favorite subjects, and I hope to see you there.